Hello, welcome to The Perspective. I'm Florence Armain, and today we are talking to Amanda Witdarmono, the founder of We the Teachers. Now, when you listen or hear the We the Teachers, we know it's an organization, but then we also directly connect that organization with education. Correct? Hello, Amanda. Thank you so much for coming to The Perspective.
My pleasure.
You will be sharing with us great views, your perspective on not only on education, but what needs to be done here in Indonesia.
Yes.
But can you just generally share with us what's We the Teachers?
Yeah, so We the Teachers started with an empathy, I guess, with what's happening in Indonesian classrooms, in a sense that teachers might need some certain skills to be able to stay relevant to the reality of today's world, and of course preparing our children towards what's happening in the economy and everything else. But then not everybody is a superstar teachers, right? But everyone has some kind of superpower or some kind of a strategy to make things work within their classrooms, specific to their subject matter, specifics to the grade that they are teaching. So with that perception, we built with We the Teachers to provide a platform really for teachers to share their knowledge, to exchange ideas with one another, to make things more efficient and more, to make things work better. Yeah.
And you set this up in 2014.
Yes.
How has the progress been so far?
I guess it has breathed fresh air in the sphere of education, because really the spirit here is sharing, and the spirit here is leveraging on everyone's knowledge, and that is not something that's commonly found in Indonesia's landscape, I guess. So people have been excited about it, and especially the support has been great from the private sectors, who I guess have been wishing to do something related to education for a long time, but they haven't found some kind of channel. So We the Teachers, I guess, provide an opportunity for other people to do things.
An avenue for that.
Yes, yeah.
So how did it all start? I mean, what were your challenges when you first need to set up? Because of course, education, and it is no secret that one of our weaknesses in our education system is the quality of teachers that we have. I don't think we're lacking in numbers, but we're lacking in the quality of teachers that we have. And how did that conversation come about, and who were your first stakeholders at the time, the people who were involved in getting the conversation rolling?
Yes, so it started with research actually, and then by talking to hundreds of teachers and school leaders, and I saw a general sentiment that everybody was really tired of what they're doing, and a lot of people cite administrative issues, for instance, how there are just so many paperworks that they just cannot focus on the teaching and learning experience that they're supposed to be doing. So looking at how everybody's tired, I guess with the energy that I have or still had at the moment, we started We the Teachers. So we reached out to public school teachers at the time in BSD area, in Serpong area.
Okay, so that's where it started.
That's where it started, yeah. But then it grew, although our focus of work is still in Jakarta and Greater Jakarta area. The challenges, I would have to say, is really the apathy from the teachers themselves and from everybody who's already swallowed in the system and already tired, because then it's very hard for them to move on and to be open-minded towards changes. And this is where the importance of, I guess, the environment where everything is conducive, when the management of the school is really supportive of the creativity that these teachers have, when parents do not doubt what the teachers are doing, that's when I think We the Teachers can effectively work in schools.
Are there any plans for you to move your research elsewhere outside Jakarta and Greater Jakarta? Maybe next the vicinity cities, Bogor, Bandung?
Certainly, we've reached out to Bogor and Bekasi, and it's very interesting to see the difference of characteristics in teachers over there.
Definitely.
But then looking outward as well, not just in this island, I mean, Indonesia is very diverse. The needs are different in various areas. I talked to people and stakeholders in various other cities, and you can see that the challenges there is very different, and so the approach that needs to be taken also vary, and that only provides learning experiences for everybody.
And you mentioned you've been getting support from the private sector. We'll get into the public sector later on, but who are these private sectors that you mentioned? Individuals, corporations?
Individuals, corporations, or people just completely not in the education sector. Basically anybody with a certain sympathy towards the state of education in our country, because I think no one can ever deny that all issues happening in Indonesia it can be solved rooted in the classrooms, in education. And the challenge is that it's a long-term thing, right? Because what we're doing right now, the kids are only so small. Probably they're in high school at the most, and they can only contribute and they can only be productive citizens, creating significant changes later on in their lives. So that's when the persistence is necessary. But I guess when we all hand in hand work together, it is possible.
I guess that's where the investment is needed, the first 12 years of their education before they move on to a higher level of education or they start working in for that matter. It all depends on their economy.
Yes, I agree. And time investment for sure. And I see here that parents, a lot of them maybe did not reach that point of education, so they might not be able to see the real tangible benefits of having your minds enlightened and having trained to interact socially in the school setting and having to learn those values of respect, of being really kind and giving to other people. Those things you learn in schools. It's needed for us to make sure that the kids have that foundation.
All right, we're going to go for a short break and we'll come back. We'll get more into what We the Teachers programs and objectives are in the next few segments.